Hello there. How are you all doing? Especially my good buddy and co-host official for this episode, Charles Traynor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I mean, we don't need to put co-host on my name. We just need to say the Andy Richter of the Lee Gersman show.
Or just say the guy who keeps coming back.
Or the Ed McMahon of the Lee Gersman show. I need to be like, hi-oh.
You just need to be the guy who just happens to be on.
Well, there you go. Just quick little message to folks. If you got anybody to give a hug today. Be nice to somebody today. All right, Lee? That's a Sesame Street type message.
That is.
Be nice.
I watched plenty of Sesame Street.
Open up a door for somebody,
and I had a lot of the puppets, and I'm so sad that I don't longer have them.
I was a big fan of Oscar.
I had him, but I do have a Hello Kitty, which I'm happy to have.
Maybe someday we should review the Muppet movie soundtrack.
If I do that, I'll have to bring my Hello Kitty on screen.
Yeah, because Rainbow Connection. You know, man, that's a huge song.
I won't say what I think about the song. I'll just say I would review it.
Me too. I actually will say I don't like it, but I enjoyed the movie. I love them old dudes on the Muppet Show. The ones up in the... Yeah. I like both. I was a big Oscar the Grouch fan. Best character on Sesame Street by far. And I love the Muppet Show. So, whichever. But we aren't doing Muppets. Oh, no. Oh, no. We're doing... And this is an artist that offline... myself and Leaf talked about doing for a little while, and just somehow it always got put on the back burner. Yeah. We got another review coming down the road that I pushed at first, and then I realized I forgot about this one. Let's do this instead. So what are we doing today, Steve?
We're doing the first album by Patti Smith called Horses.
Patti Smith, Horses.
Yeah.
Now,
do you know any? Well, you can talk about it, and then I can. But how familiar have you been with the actual music? Or just say what you want to say.
Well, with Patti Smith, I will say when I was a younger lad, I was a little scared away by the hairy armpit hair and some. Because I've seen photos of her back then. I don't know. I was really stranged out by her. I was I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because I was silly.
Yeah.
But, I'm a punk aficionado, and this, for some reason, I don't know why, Lee, but her name keeps popping up when it comes to punk music.
Mm-hmm.
That there's some folks that say this is the first true punk album. I don't know if I agree with that assessment.
Uh-huh.
But it did predate the Ramones, the most overrated band in the history of music. Oh!
I thank you for saying that. Hello? But I thank you for saying that, though.
I can hear you.
About the Ramones.
Yeah, they're very overrated. I don't know if this is the first punk album because I think there was stuff that predated this also, but this is certainly a huge, huge landmark album. It was an artist I did check out a little bit later in my musical journey, but I did check out. So, I know she co-wrote with Bruce Springsteen 10,000 Maniacs, only real hit. Because the Night. And that's her only real hit, actually. True hits, if you want to get into, hits on the charts. was Because the Night, but she's more than Because the Night. Plus, this group she has is phenomenal. She's a legend of CBGB's, which was a huge group, club there in New York.
Yeah.
She was loved in England. She loved all over the world. And if you're a punk fan, of course you know this album. But I can't wait to get into what we think about it. But what was you thinking about Patti Smith back in those days, or whatever day, when you found her, all that stuff?
Yeah. I was, I'm not sure what year it was, because anywhere from 2 until about 28 all seemed like it all happened a day or two before or later. But my guess is approximately 18, 19. That doesn't sound right. It's more like 15 and 16. But between 15 or 18, I used to get this album out of the library. And the only thing I thought about how she looked was, oh, okay, this is how she looks. I'm just interested in hearing it, because from the cover, she's just standing there, and it could be good, it could be not good, whatever, but it reminded me of when I took out an album by Townes Van Zandt, who has tons and tons of praise, and I heard the whole album, and after I heard it, I totally forgot everything about how it sounded. But this, I remembered how it sounded, and so I thought it was cool. And I didn't buy any of her other albums or heard them, except way later I bought Dream of Life, which I thought was, well, we'll review that sometime, but one of the better ones. And she also had stuff that later I did find on however I found it, and heard some things, and her career is spotty. Some things I like more than others, and that continues to this day. But I also read one of her poetry books, or a good part of it, and yeah, I didn't necessarily think of this as punk, because back in the day, us folks who listened to music, it was obviously either rock or country or classical or jazz. It wasn't all these other sub-genres that people put now. So it was just a rock album that had its unique edge to it, and some of it, well, you'll find out in the review what I think.
Well, yeah, and we'll get into the producer on one of the tracks here. I'll drop that beans on when we get to that. But the cover is striking. It's a very androgynous type cover.
Yeah.
And I think the cover is awesome.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the drawing points. Again, but I don't like I don't like judging albums off covers, because I've picked some doozies off that in my life.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I mean, the album you checked out from the library was this. I checked out Kiss Unmasked.
Huh.
So again, why are we listening to me? But anyway.
But my mom gave me Kiss Unmasked for my birthday present. I didn't even know it existed until she went in my room and gave it to me.
You're a lucky man.
Lucky is maybe half of the word, but no, it was cool. Anyway, Anyway, yeah. All right. Who wants to start?
You, sir.
Okay. The first song. It's Gloria in Excelsis Deo and Gloria, which is the Van Morrison tune, and she refers to that as version, which means, and it's not a typo, that was actually on the original album, which I guess means she's thinking that Gloria in itself is a big song where everybody contributes, and this is just one version of it. Not that I agree, but anyway, a good opening song, sort of a punk rock metaphysical take on independence with some surreal imagery, which is cool. I dig it, especially on MP3 with clearer sound than on the original album, which was good sounding too. What do you think?
Way more than what is on the surface of this Van Morrison cover. Part cover, like you mentioned, but part Smith's poetry, which probably this version tips its hat more to her lyrics than the original Them version.
Yeah.
It builds up in intensity, leading into an extremely punk take on the chorus, which is the true cover in this song. Lenny Kaye's guitar work is great here. This is about as solid of a punk rock track you're ever going to hear. Any punk artist anywhere should be essential listening for the world. My final verdict: the Sins lyric alone makes it ultimate punk here.
Right on. What do you think of Redondo Beach?
This is an interesting song that has a bit of a beach feel musically, but lyrically is about as deep as one could get subject matter wise. Interesting contrast in the music and lyrics here. Her voice is an interesting one. You hear some beautiful tones, but then she also utilizes sneers and odd yodels, and it's almost like she didn't want to have a beautiful voice, or perhaps it is in a unique way. I'm going to let the other people judge that, I suppose. But as far as a song, it's a rather fun-sounding song that beguiles a rather serious topic, which is certainly interesting.
Okay, this song always seemed to be wanting to be dismissed musically because it was less eventful than the more impressive songs. But on its own, it has some charm to it. And the slowed down Tex-Mex feel could be overlooked by some listeners, but I could imagine hearing this on the beach very, very early in the morning during the cold breeze and see the significance of it. Not my favorite song on here, but one I could listen to again and like it for what it is. Okay. And now for Birdland. This is the very best song on the album, and every time I hear it, I hear something different. Today, I got how lyrically it's like a combination of William Faulkner and Ken Kesey, and it's very hallucinatory instigating, which is cool because I've heard it before where I was tripping, and it was a surreal good trip, and I give it thumbs up. What do you think?
Richard Soul's piano is fantastic on this. Lenny Kaye, again, also no slouch. A very long song about the son of a German psychoanalyst. Who thinks of this? But she does. And he leaves the earth on a UFO piloted by the spirit of his passed on father.
Huh.
I mean, very imaginative. The guitar and its production by John Cale of the Velvet Underground, Lee.
Yeah.
It's fantastic here. I must say, though, I'm a bit whatever about Smith's ramblings on this track. She's just kind of all over the place here. But musically, I'm all on board with this. I do imagine, though, Lee, I bet live this would have been a trip. I like it.
I'm waiting because...
But I do like it, though.
All right, yeah.
I don't dislike it.
Yeah, you cut off just for a quick second. But you got back, yeah. And that interpretation you gave me is one that I didn't even think of yet. So, wow. we all hear something different. Anyway.
Yeah, I give it that too.
Yeah. What do you think of Free Money?
Back into a world I personally understand here. We're back on planet Earth, literally. Written as an homage to her poor upbringing in New Jersey and her mother dreaming of hitting the lottery. So yeah, I can understand that dream. The drumming is a standout here. Fantastic guitar again. I'm thinking this is as far as a band goes in the line of being underrated as you'd ever hear. I actually preferred this to Birdland for me personally, as it's pretty much to the point in a third of the time. Just a good, solid rock song here. Not my favorite on the album, though. Yeah, not my favorite.
But I get it.
But, yeah.
Right on. I put, this is a cool song. It's a deep track that gets not much attention, but it's one of the better of the songs that don't get much mention. It's a good side one closer. I like it. Okay, now for Kimberly. If you were to play a song by the Go-Go's and slowed it down, it could resemble this song. I like it. It's perhaps the deepest track on the album, since hardly anybody ever mentions it, but I like it. It's perhaps my favorite of the deep tracks. It's cool. What do you think?
What's really interesting, and I don't know which Smiths song, but the Smiths, Morrissey and Johnny Marr, borrowed a little bit on a song. I'll find it and send it to you eventually.
Okay.
Because they're huge Patti Smith fans. I hear that Go-Go's connection. But also the bass line sounds like the song Hot Child in the City borrowed from it quite a bit.
Okay.
By Nick Gilder. Same vibe in the verse as that song, by the way. This song has a bit of that older style rock feel to it, hence how punk was built. Some call this the first punk album, as I said, and personally I'm not sure about that, but this is definitely a prototype of great punk for sure. This is excellent. Everything about it works for me, to include a nifty organ running throughout. More of this, please, and I love the Go-Go's, so that totally makes sense. So you are the great one, old Lee Gersman.
Thank you. What do you think of Break It Up?
A song that was written about Jim Morrison, mainly about both visiting his grave and a dream she had about Morrison as well, something about flying and I don't know, some weird stuff.
Yeah.
There are aspects to this that I like, but I have to say I think this is about as filler as you can get for this record. For this record, at this point. At one point, she's pounding her chest as she sings, which is odd. Yeah. I also find the guitar work is a total distraction on this, and not in a good way. So this one kind of missed the mark with me. Break It Up.
Okay, I used to feel that way listening to it now. This is also a good song, but it's not quite, well, okay, maybe I do agree, but it's not quite musically to my liking as much as the last song as far as deep tracks are concerned. But lyrically it's interesting and it is worth hearing. Okay, now for Land. Now, I have to say the lyrics aren't on a pleasant subject at all, but the odd thing about it is Patti Smith's ability to make the subject matter palatable through her surreal imagery and great music to back it up. This is one of the best songs on the album, but it's 1% behind Birdland because of personal choice. But this song I have heard many times merely because it entertained me, and I do say it's great. What do you think?
Another long track, and another part Smith poetry and cover, as in part it covers Land of a Thousand Dances.
Yeah.
At least it isn't 17 minutes long, as a live version out there does. Probably many live versions.
Huh.
I could see why live it would go so long, though. I could. This one is fantastic. This is the best song on the record for me. Period. The band is locked in, and sure, it moves from her lyrics to the Thousand Dances, but it's a great integration of those two very different subjects. Plus, the band is fantastic on this. And this time, I love how Smith howls over it expertly, I might add. Yes, for sure, my favorite on the album is Land.
Right on. What do you think of Elegy?
Our last track, a tribute to Jimi Hendrix here, recorded at Patti Smith's request on the last day of recording the record, which was also the 5th anniversary of Jimmy's death. And I found that interesting. And also she said it's also in part dedicated to the Brian Jones, who was Lee's favorite version of Rolling Stones, and Janis Joplin. A very somber piano-driven piece with some other worldly type of guitar sounds going on. And Patti actually sings this well. I do think she's a good singer, but I think sometimes she might have got embarrassed and throw these like kind of things in her. But she's actually a pretty damn good singer when she puts her minds to it. And I think this is her best pure vocal performance on the record. And overall on Horses, this album, this is a fantastic album. Okay, one song I wasn't that wild about, but I think I could check it out more and more, and I probably would like it more and more. This is damn near a perfect album. Go ahead, Lee.
Okay, I put, as bleak as this song seems musically and lyrically, it also makes me think that with a drum beat and a full band treatment, it could be a power ballad. It's a closing way to finish the album. I certainly don't dislike the song. I think it gets less attention than it deserves because of Land before it, but it is a good song on its own and worth hearing. So there you go.
Right on, dude. I mean, it is definitely an album that if nobody heard any of her stuff, this has got to be the go-to album. Just listen to this one. Maybe you won't like the rest. We'll review the other one Lee's talking about. But this is a damn fine album overall.
Right on.
And like I said, even the one I was kind of like, Birdland, I can see why it's your favorite.
Yeah.
Gloria was my second favorite.
Yeah.
But
Land was my second favorite, and I'm talking about a 0.01% difference between that and Birdland.
But it was well produced, very good band behind her. And I wonder if you would know it, but don't tell me. I just wonder if there was one where she decided just to sing the whole time instead of, it was interesting what she would do. I love it. But you know what I mean? If you listen to this album, you'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like when she puts her mind to it, she's got a beautiful voice, but it's like maybe she was a little timid to show that, but she shouldn't have. But even when she's not sounding technically brilliant, it's awesome. I mean, she's just great. So for the people who don't like her, go poop in the street. Don't poop in the toilet.
Yeah.
You don't deserve to use a toilet. Or eat hot dogs with only ketchup.
Yeah.
Something like that. We'll try and make it nicer. Because again,
with cat fur as a hot dog
cat
bun.
Fur. Yeah. Yeah. Or no, I got one better with the chestnut. The little sleeve the chestnuts come in. I don't know if you know what those are, Lee, but they're like spikies.
Oh.
Like you don't want. We had a chestnut tree in my backyard. You don't want to step on those in your bare feet.
I hear you.
Stab your feet. Yeah. For you to just hate Patti Smith, step on a chestnut thing, whatever that is, and eat hot dogs with cat fur with ketchup and poop in the street.
Yeah.
And have a nice day. For the rest of us, they're opening doors and being nice to people for a day, which the world needs more of that right now.
Yeah.
Check out Patti Smith. Horses. It's good shit.
Thank you.
That's all I got to tell you. And thanks for doing it, Lee. We finally got around to it. And I'm glad we did. I'm glad we.
Thank you.
we pretty much agreed on this one.
Yeah, and even though I won't mention what I think of the others that came after it before she went in retirement and then went back into it, I do have them downloaded.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, take care, everybody.
You know better than me. But y'all have a great evening, morning, day, whatever, on the digital airwaves of YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe to the Lee Gerson Show.
Yeah.
Have a great whatever.
All right.
Thanks for having me again, Lee.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.